All right, let's do this. I got D&D at noon.
Oh, nice.
Thanks. It's not even D&D, it's homebrew, because I don't like that. I like D&D. Everyone know, officially on the record, I like D&D, but I don't like doing so much math. That's why I like 5e, is because it's less math. But if I was honest, I'd want even less math than that. So, here we go. I go free and loose. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, a podcast about insect superpowers. Each episode, an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring abilities of insects by creating bug-themed superheroes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelly.
Producer Derek and Zotz are also here. Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
Oh, thank you very much. Today, during this recording, it is my birthday.
A happy birthday to you.
So, another year of my life completed.
Under the belt.
Moving on. It's been a fantastic year. Very happy to have finished my PhD before my birthday. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Now I can relax. And
yeah, you're on summer break still. Are you going to teach again in the fall, or are you trying to move on to greener pastures?
No, I'm teaching again in the fall due to the current whatever's going on in America right now. There are no jobs in science, so
I'm sorry to be a bummer.
I will continue to be an adjunct professor, which is fun. I love to teach. And I'll be doing some research with students this fall, so I'm really pumped for that. I love mentoring and doing that stuff, so I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time.
All right.
Yeah, and then today, I think for my birthday, I'm just gonna relax, maybe go for a bike ride with my husband, eat some cake somewhere.
Find a fruity tart to enjoy.
Ooh, a nice summer tart would be fantastic.
Yes. There's this restaurant chain around here called La Provence, which is like French breakfast, basically. But they have a breakfast tart there that every time I drive by, I'm like, that breakfast tart, though, it's so good.
Is it fruit?
Because it's fruit. It's like local fruit. So it's like strawberries, blackberries. I guess a kiwi's not local, but they try to like be. One of their things is like, we're local, so they like. But I'm pretty sure, hand to heart, I'm pretty sure they use Costco croissants. Like, I'm pretty sure they're Costco croissants. I'm pretty sure they were making hand... Because I am a connoisseur of the Costco
the
croissant.
Costco croissant?
I think they were hand-making the croissants, and then they realized that the handmade croissants at Costco are just as good as their handmade croissants there at La Provence.
Are they still advertising them as handmade?
Well, okay, so they have, like, the restaurant, and then attached to the restaurant is the, like, patisserie.
Mm-hmm.
So, like... The implication is that the patisserie is what's supplying the restaurant, right?
Oh, okay. I get it.
That's the implication.
Implied croissants.
Implied croissants. I don't think every location is using the Costco croissants, but there is one location that is like half a mile down the road from the Costco. This is gonna be La Provence slander now. I'm gonna get emails.
Get sued by La Provence.
How dare you accuse us? Because I think the further away restaurants are still hand making their croissants, but there is one particular location that I am pretty sure is using Costco croissants.
I love a French bakery conspiracy. I'm into it. Yeah.
Well.
What's
how
bugging you beyond the patisserie?
Patisserie. Not much. It's still just summertime. My kids are bouncing off the walls. I'm trying to keep them as busy as possible. Yeah, that's it. I've been to a lot of parks so far this summer. I think we're on like our 5th park, and it's only like week 3. So
have you seen any bugs at the park?
Oh yeah, we saw a frog, which is not a bug, but I feel like it's notable.
It's an enemy.
Like, why was he here?
Enemy of the bugs.
Enemy of the frog. He was queensy. I mean, he was like dime sized, this frog.
Aww.
What bugs have we seen? A lot of ladybugs this year. Ladybugs were eating my lettuce. Not really the ladybugs. It would have been the ladybugs were on the lettuce, eating whatever was eating the lettuce.
The aphids.
The aphids.
Yeah.
Dragonflies. We always see dragonflies this time of year. Bumbles are on the lavender. Yeah, it's a good
selection.
The usual fare.
Good bug selection.
And of course, the spiders are out. My friends keep texting me like, the spiders in my house, and I keep having to be like, yeah, it's honeymoon season for the spiders.
It's that time of year.
They are out. And I advised one. I was like, well, does he have little boxing gloves? Because that's how you know if he's the fella.
Yeah.
And they're like, I am not getting close enough to the spider to see if he has boxing gloves right now, Amanda. And I was like, I'm sorry.
But if you want to know, because there's little guys with little gloves. It's okay. little gentlemen with gloves on. They're fine.
Yes. So, our house hasn't been too bad yet for the speeders, but other than
because I know Cody is
episode where
upset.
He is upset he's upset by all bugs. I'm afraid. One day I will get him on this podcast to come and talk and be like, can we change your mind about bugs? And I'm telling you now, we could do this podcast for 10 years and it wouldn't change his mind about bugs. He has like some sort of deep lizard brain that says bugs bad.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for some people. That's okay. At least today we're covering a very, I would say, charismatic bug. A bug most people like.
Or at least tolerate.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are fascinated by them, and they're kind of cool.
Well, they're a very buggy bug. You know what I mean? Like their body plan is so
bugged up,
so different from ours, but also still like very recognizable what all the parts are. You're like, okay, here's his arms, here's his head, here's his booty, here's her man-eating mandibles. So.
And with that, we know now. Today,
with that, the context clues.
We are discussing the praying mantis.
Yes.
Yay.
We have briefly discussed mantises before when we covered the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
That was a long time ago.
And I think we said on that episode, we got to do a whole episode about like the real mantis and not just cover mantis of the MCU's powers.
Who is adorable. But,
who we love.
Yes, we love very much. So pray.
She doesn't have very mantis-y powers.
She has no mantis-y powers. Not once did she try to bite the head off of anyone.
No, truly. Where is the story where she like is trying to eat the heads of all the other guardians in the galaxy?
In the galaxy. So, the praying mantis belongs to order MANTIDAE. So that's all the mantises. Mm-hmm. So today, and that includes like the fancy mantises like orchid mantises, which we'll cover in another episode. Today we're going mantis classic. Just MANTIDAE is the family we'll be covering, and they are the mantises you have probably seen in your backyard, depending on what part of the country you're on, in the US at least. Mantises are all over the world. We are going to cover some of the mantis situation here in the United States. So, Amanda, you in Oregon do not have a native. I do not have a native species, but I have a non-native species that is pretty gosh darn prevalent. I would dare say common. You do have other types of mantises that don't belong to this family over there.
Oh, okay.
But you don't have anything from family Mantidae. So I think you guys, your invader is the European mantis.
Likely. He's the one I see is about this big.
Yeah, about 3.5-ish inches.
Yeah, at biggest. A lot of times you'll get like a rash of them all in one area at a time, and so you're meant to. I think that just means they've all hatched here. They all hatched on this tree, and so far they haven't outcompeted each other to have to leave this tree.
They will eat each other. They'll eat each other.
Yes. So far they've managed to get along that they're all an inch long, and then every now and then you'll catch a good sized one.
I don't know if you guys have Chinese mantis over there.
I don't know.
You might. They're much bigger. They're they get up to about 5 inches, which is a little over 12.5 centimeters for the rest of the world. Here on the East Coast, we have the European mantis. We have the Carolina mantis.
Yes.
Which is
the introduced Chinese mantis, according to my quick Google search.
In the Pacific Northwest?
In the Pacific Northwest. It says There is a California mantis, which is native to the West Coast, but rarely seen this far north.
You guys don't have them in Oregon, yeah.
Yes.
I don't think. If you do, they'd be in the very southern part.
Yeah, I think that's what they're saying, is like, it technically, you could be in Oregon and encounter one, but lucky. That's not its typical range. Whereas the Chinese mantis was introduced to the eastern United States and has since spread throughout the country.
Everywhere. Well, producer Derek had shared this week that I think it was this week, that he had seen in the garden store that you can buy praying mantises for your garden, which is, I don't love it because they don't belong. They're not your mantis. You know what I mean? I know they do the same thing with ladybugs. You can buy ladybugs, and a lot of the time they're not
the ladybug
your
thing
ladybugs.
Is becoming like a thing where like, we're gonna go release a bunch of ladybugs for spring, and every single time I'm like, where are those ladybugs from?
Which ones are they? For our wedding, my mother and mother-in-law released monarch butterflies, which was very sweet.
That's a good one.
And
when they released the
native, so that was okay.
And also native to your location. Yeah. I mean, they got a big swatch, though. As long as you're on that
monarchs
migration path, you can be like, okay, I'll be all right.
But we have lots of animals in mantises in this family. It's the biggest family of mantis, so there's about 1,200 plus species of them. It's the biggest family in the order. Again, the order is MANTIDAE. And what's kind of neat about that is when I was trying to put together a description of, general. Oh, for the listeners, if you've never been to our website, if you go to our website, I've typed up a whole thing of field notes, so you can kind of get the whole lowdown. They're great, especially if I've forgotten to mention something while we were talking, but it's all written up there if you want like all the words. If you do better with reading than listening. But as I was writing up the description, they come in a pretty wide variety of shapes. So usually everyone knows the classic triangular mantis head, kind of long thorax, little raptorial claws, which we love because they're little grabbies. Yeah, Amanda's making an excellent raptorial claw representation right now.
I wish I had longer hands. I've only got these little baby toddler hands.
Amanda's little T-Rex arms doing the mantis impersonation.
We gotta talk about the Jurassic World trailer.
I've not watched it yet, but I'm going to. And long abdomen.
Almost centaur-like.
Yes, that's a good, because they're very upright.
Yeah, like an upright, not torso, but torso with arms and a head, and then it's 4 little leggies.
It is kind of centaur-y. That's very funny.
I've seen the joke around that like centaurs are bugs, but like if I'm honest, they're mantises.
They're kind of like,
they're not just bugs, they're mantis bugs.
Do they bite the heads off of their mates when they're done feeding?
Oh my gosh! See, now we're getting deep into the centaur lore here. Centaurs of the classical mythos, not well behaved.
No, not well behaved. A little scary.
It's not typically the females doing the misbehaving. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So
I would not want to come across a centaur in the wild after reading about the mythology. No, thank you.
Not if it's a Greek style centaur, certainly.
But they do. They do.
I want the Fantasia. Where they're like, I don't know if you were as influenced by Fantasia as a child as I was. But many an afternoon spent. There's like a particular Fantasia. They have this one sequence that's centaurs by the water. And there's one in particular that has like this long, gorgeous hair with like flowers in it. And she does this sort of, because it's based on ballet, right? Mm-hmm. This kind of ballet walk. Oh, the afternoon spent with a long towel tied and possibly tucked into the back of my pants to be my tail as I fancily strolled across my room with my younger sister, of course. Ah la la.
Oh, Amanda the centaur. Very cute.
Amanda the centaur. Mm-hmm, yes.
Well, I mean, that's the kind of centaur I think you want to be, and not the mantis kind of centaur.
No.
Cody. Sorry, buddy. Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
So yeah, they're this kind of very, very easy to identify when you've seen a mantis. Most of the time they have long, thin bodies. A few of them from subfamily Corydoneae. Oh my gosh. Corydodenae. Sometimes even I can't get that Latin right. They have like a leaf-shaped hood, so they're kind of cool looking, a little bit different. But still, the rest of that body is all mantis. All mantis all the time. And they can camouflage. Some of them change color depending on where they are. Most of the time, they're tan or green or dark brown. Here on the East Coast, we have a native mantis called the Carolina mantis. They are the state bug of South Carolina. We have them here in New Jersey. They're really cool. They only get about maybe 2.5, 3-ish inches long. And they look like they're actually have camouflage. They've got this interesting like dark and light speckled pattern all over their bodies. They're very cool looking. Yeah, I'm sad you guys don't have a real like native Mantidae mantis over there, because they're pretty fun.
I think they're really neat. And I think that's part of why they've maybe, like we said, the mantis you can just purchase at the store. But why they haven't been, like, squished out the way that sometimes invasive species are attempted to be squished out is, like, people see them and are like, look at this mantis, isn't it cool?
Look at this little friend.
And they usually will hang out on your finger, at least for several minutes.
Well, there was that urban legend where if you killed a mantis, you would get fined. Did you hear that when you were a kid?
We did not hear that. I did not hear that as a kid.
We had that over here, where you couldn't kill any mantis because you would get fined. But I don't know why that started.
Totally not true. It's
not
like
true. Not true.
If you get the star on your lollipop, you'll get a free lollipop. Speaking of getting fined for wildlife, did we tell you about the bald eagle we saw?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Tell me about
Derek
the bald
was there.
eagle.
So we went to the Oregon coast, Cannon Beach. If you know the Oregon coast, there's this one beach that has this big rock that's in the shape of a haystack, right? And it's something of a local, I don't know, tourist spot, but landmark. That's the word I'm looking for, landmark. And people often go to this beach to go look at this really, really, really big rock. Mm-hmm. And we were there. And puffins will nest on this big rock. And so we're there, we're hanging out, the children are digging in the sand, and then we hear like all the puffins all of a sudden, which have not been visible up until this point. They all come popping out of their nests. So now suddenly the rock is all white instead of just rock colored. And they're like screaming, ah, 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 ah. And so we're all looking around like, okay, what's trying to hunt a puffin right now? It's got to be something, right? Because why would they be freaking out like this unless one of them was being taken? Well, we're looking up, and pretty soon we see what's taking a puffin. It's a bald eagle.
Oh, wow.
And it comes swooping down, and there's two of them. I assume it's the time of year where they're
mated now,
nesting. Yeah. I think I looked it up after we saw it, and it's likely that they have a chick at this point in, mid-June?
Yeah, they should have a baby.
And so they come swooping over, and one of them, sure enough, has a puffin in its claws.
Wow.
And the other one keeps swooping down to try and take the puffin from the other one, and the other one keeps doing like this barrel roll situation. Like, no, it's my puffin.
My
Stop
snack.
It. Yeah. So it was really cool.
That's awesome.
It was very like, whoa, I'm in a nature documentary right now. Wow. But yeah, I did look it up later, and apparently there's like 3 nests that are like known in that area, and so
cool.
You're very likely to see them.
They reuse them, so they're like around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool.
It was really cool though. It was very like, whoa.
I've only ever seen bald eagles with fish, so really interesting. You got to
they'll eat
see it, grab a puffin.
I've seen them with snakes. I don't think I've seen one with a fish. I usually see them with other small birds. But that's likely just because of the area I live in.
Yeah.
I live in
I've seen osprey carrying large black rat snakes, and that's always kind of insane looking.
Yeah. I love when a big bird has a big snake.
Snake.
Like, whoa! There's an osprey nest in our area that currently has 2 males and 1 female, and I've been keeping my eyes on.
What's
it
going
happens
on
every now and then. It also happens with there's a bald eagle nest not far from where I went to college, and they had like a two male, one female situation for a little while as well. Which I'm like, if it works, it works, baby.
Whatever works. Sometimes having an extra adult around is helpful. Along a while, a slight tangent. A while back, I did a LGBTQ Comic-Con where I talked about gay or homosexual queer animals and kind of how that works. Yeah. And there's a type of swan, the black swans, where very frequently, like 25% of the pairs are just two males. And they steal eggs. They like lure a female over, and one will mate with the female until she lays an egg, and then they chase her out, and they raise the chicks. And they have generally you have only maybe I think 20 to 25% success rate for your baby, your baby swans. And when it's a male pair, it goes up to like 75%.
That's great. Yeah. Perfect. I know that there's a albatross that's like in her 70s and she's still laying eggs.
Oh, what the heck is her name? Yeah, every once in a while she pops back up in the feed.
Her name is Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah. Shout out to Wisdom.
But yeah, there's all kinds of like interesting pairing that goes on in nature. And it works.
I mean, birds are somewhat known to steal each other's chicks, though, aren't they? Like, chickens will steal each other's
penguins,
eggs.
All kinds of things.
Ducks you'll see a duck with 25 babies, and you're like, surely those aren't all yours, ma'am. Ma'am, where did you get all these ducklings? So,
well, we don't.
Birds.
I could do a whole, I studied birds before I studied insects, so that's why, I'm always happy to talk
Every
about
time
birds.
I talk to you, you're like, oh, yeah, I spent 3 years studying
this other thing,
belugas, and I'm like, how has this never come up before, woman? So
I'm in a bug life now. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Mantises do not steal each other's babies. They're very likely to eat each other's babies.
Yeah, I was gonna say bugs aren't really known for taking on extra responsibility vis-a-vis the children.
Some wolf spiders will. Some wolf spiders will take other baby wolf spiders. Yeah, they're cute. They're the best.
I think it was bats that will also adopt orphan babies.
I don't know. That's producer Derek's territory, not mine. But yeah. So mantises, we don't have to worry about that. You're also not going to get two males and a female with a mantis. Unless she's extra snacky that day, maybe. Well, that's interesting, actually. Talking about so we've all heard that when a male and a female mantis love each other very much.
Yes.
and they get together in the privacy of their bedroom. She will eat him.
Yes, and I've heard conflicting stories about this. So I've heard that she does often eat him. I've also heard that it only happens in captivity. But then I've also heard that it does happen in the wild if he doesn't get away quick enough. But if he gets away, he's free.
So yes, there was a study a while ago, and it was done in captivity, and it happened pretty frequently. So someone else, another researcher, went out and wanted to test this in the wild. So they used the European mantis, which is Mantis religiosa, right? It's praying, the religious mantis. He's our classic. He's Mantis classic, is Mantis religiosa. And they studied them out in the wild and recorded the rate of cannibalization. And they call it sexual cannibalization. There's your hot button term for this episode. Sexual cannibalization.
If you don't get yourself in order, I am going to.
But they only
sexually cannibalize.
There was only a rate of about 30% in where that happened.
Okay.
So
it's
not all the time.
It does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it
does happen.
What's the rate for spiders? Because spiders are also. I'll eat you up if you don't get out of here.
Some spiders cannibalize. Sometimes the males get in there and get the heck out. That would depend on species. Fishing spiders, males will mate with her and then lay down and let her eat him. Yeah, I know.
Fishing spiders.
The ultimate
Please,
sacrifice.
you have so much to live for.
Yeah, you got to get those offspring, right? Right? You got to give the rest of your body to your babies. That's what he's doing. Praying mantis males will try to get out of there so they can mate again.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to one and done it.
No.
He wants to
but
get as many as he can.
Another group of researchers we're trying to figure out why. Like, why does she eat him? Is there a particular timing? And it happens more if she's not in good shape. She's
okay.
Yeah.
So it's purely resource. You're here.
Yeah.
I have now mated. My little insect brain is saying you got to get some resources if you're going to make eggs.
Yeah, I don't have enough protein in my body, enough lipids to create these eggs for the future. Or sometimes it also depends on if she's mated before or not. If she's already mated, she's much more likely to eat him.
Yeah. Because she thinks this is already a done deal anyway, so...
Well, no thoughts.
Your contribution not needed.
No thoughts in that little mantis brain.
Simply, you're here. You're delicious. Nom nom.
Yum yum. So yeah, it does happen, but it's not as prevalent. And what is kind of weird is, so she goes for the head first. She bites the head off. The head has the chompies. He can hurt her if he doesn't remove the head. And she does this while they're still mating, while they're still copulating.
Right. In flagrante.
Because we've talked about this before, and about the ganglia, the nerve ganglia that run through the abdomen. And if you cut and I believe we talked about this with Aaron, our guest, last episode. If you cut the head off of a bug, it will keep functioning until it starves because it still has nervous system that's working. So she can bite his head off, render him pretty much defenseless afterwards while he continues to copulate with her and provide the sperm that she needs to create eggs. It's quite the system, actually.
Yeah.
Human men, be glad. We don't function that way.
Whoa, here she comes. Look out, boy, she'll chew you up. That's crazy. That I know I said this last week with Aaron, but that the system is so spread out of the body that you can remove the head, because we're so brain centric as humans, right? We've really much just got the brain and then a little bit of the brain stem, I think.
Yeah.
And then it's
mammals,
pretty much it.
Mammals in general.
We're very housed in the skull, and then the rest is
It's why if we become a zombie, you got to shoot the head.
Yeah, that's true. You got to double tap that head. Remove it.
We just watched over the weekend the zombie movie with Bill Murray and Adam Driver, and it was weird.
Adam Driver's making weird stuff now. I really think he made his mainstream movies to say, look, you have to take me seriously. I'm serious. And now he's free to do whatever weird theater kid stuff.
He's definitely a theater kid. Yeah, he's 100% a theater kid. And I'm excited for him. Good for you, Adam Driver.
I mean, I'm not here to say he's on the wrong path. I'm here to say he paid his dues, and now he's into the weird
friend of the show, Adam Driver. We're going to call him now.
He's in a Star Wars property. I know that you're now immediately biased. Oh my gosh, I saw the saddest Obi-Wan comic the other day. I'll have to send it to you.
Send it to me and I will read it later. All right, so thinking about, what else have you heard about mantises? Anything interesting?
I've heard that they can stay perfectly still for hours, but I think that's true of pretty much any bug.
There's a lot of staying still when you're
staying still.
They are
and waiting.
Many of them are sit and wait predators. So just like some spiders, they'll hunker down in one spot and wait for prey to come. And you'll notice, and I don't know how many mantises you've had the chance to kind of watch. So one time when I was little at my grandmother's house, I think I was probably, 6 or 7, and I'm sitting on the front porch at grandma's down the shore, and there's a praying mantis on the handrail. It was probably a Chinese mantis because I remember it being pretty big, but I was small, so who knows, right? Yeah. And there's a fly, like a house fly, flying around it, and that mantis is perfectly still, but it's moving its head. So it's kind of like doing quick head movements, just the head, it's following the fly, and then all at once it strikes and it grabs that fly right out of the air. And it was after several seconds of really focusing on the fly and many small head movements. So these small head movements are called saccades or ciccadas, and they help center the moving prey in the field, the field of vision rather, for the mantis. One of the most interesting things I think about the praying mantis, other than the way they look, because they're so cool looking, is they have binocular vision.
Oh, really? Because up till now, we've mostly discussed bugs with, oh, I've just lost the word. It was in my head. I was about to say it out loud, and now it's gone. I don't know, but the multi-lens sort of.
So they still have compound eyes.
Compound, yes.
So when we talk about binocular vision in animals, humans have binocular vision. It means the field of view for our eyes overlaps. So when we're looking, it's like if you close one eye and then open it and close the other eye, it looks like your vision is shifting a little. It's because you have overlapped vision. Yeah. So just like that. If you were to take like a V, like a W, and put it in front of your eyes, that overlap for your two middle fingers is part of that binocular vision.
You use one side of your nose, the other side of your nose.
If you close your eyes, you can only see one side of it. Yeah.
It's like the thing where, like, have you heard this, that your brain always sees your nose and then it just eliminates it from your field of vision because it's like, this is information I don't need.
It would probably be very annoying to just have to see your nose all the time. Yeah. But that's what they can do. We see this in mantis shrimp. They have binocular vision as well. We don't see it in too many insects. So what I found interesting while reading through a few journal articles for this episode about vision in insects, and I did a little bit of vision work for my master's degree, but not a ton, that damselflies have binocular vision, but their cousins, the dragonflies, don't.
Because we talked a lot about the success rate of dragonflies, that they are very successful.
Yes. Mantises also have a very high success rate. I thought it was like 70-something%. But it's interesting to me that the dragonflies, who are larger, don't have the binocular vision, but the tiny damselflies do. My only guess for that is maybe it has something to do with prey size. Maybe smaller, fast-moving prey, the binocular vision might be almost a necessity, whereas dragonflies are catching bigger, slower prey.
Yeah.
So
scooping it up out of the air.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, it might have something to do with the speed that they have to do. Because a mantis is so fast. Mm-hmm. You do not see that mantis snatch up that bug. It's there, and then it's got him.
A mantis can strike at least the Madagascan marbled praying mantis. So someone did a study about these guys, and they were clocked grabbing a prey at 60 milliseconds.
Whoa! Wow! That's a fast bug!
So every millisecond is 1,000th of a second.
So when we talked about mantis shrimp, they had an arm might not be the right
raptorial
word.
Appendage?
You're right, the raptorial appendage. And it was like a whole click, 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 click mechanism, almost spring-loaded. Is the mantis similarly...
No, it's just it's more like
it's just fast.
It's fast.
Okay.
But it doesn't have I don't know what the force to speed ratio is for them, because they're much smaller. But yeah, so they're so quick, and they're excellent hunters because again of this binocular vision. Yeah. Producer Derek makes a good written point here that mantises grab, they don't punch. So they don't really need that force. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For those of you just listening to our podcast, which is of course mostly auditory, I did kind of you wait and then you do like a scoop.
Yeah, a little scoop. Man, a little scoop.
Wait, a scoop.
I know, and I know some of you have requested a visual podcast, but it is very, very time consuming to edit, and I'm sorry that we can't do that for you. It's tough. It's really, if you want to pay an editor to do it for us, then sure. But
yeah, that's the hard part. Like the bits that we cut out.
Yeah, we don't have time to make a visual podcast.
Sometimes I'll watch a TikTok and the cuts in between sentences are so blatant. Like maybe that's
no
just
one
the way
cares.
editing is heading though. Maybe no one cares that there's like these very obvious chops. And now we're in a new place. Yeah.
Maybe. I think that's still.
You care about
chops. It's still a lot of work though. It's still a lot of work.
Oh yeah, I'm not arguing that it's a lot of editing.
I don't want to do it, and I don't want Derek to have to do it. So
yeah,
it's a lot of
that's
work.
fair.
Looking at other points that I wanted to talk about in vision. Oh yeah, so when we are looking at objects, right? So this binocular vision is really good at clearing the background. So we can detect camouflage things because the overlap in our vision kind of clarifies what's in the scene. With mantises, they care less about the clarity of the vision and more about the movement. So they use theirs to track a change in movement, not really a change in background pattern. Pretty cool.
You know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
You know I'm about to talk about Jurassic Park. You know I'm about to talk about Jurassic Park.
Give it.
So the mantis is more like the T-Rex in the OG Jurassic Park, where he can't see you if you don't move. I assume she still can see you.
She can see
but
it,
she's just
but
not
she's
all that
really
interested
looking
in
for you if you're moving.
Right.
Yeah. Very
it's
focused.
the movement that entices. Because I've heard that, like bulls do not care about the color red. Bulls care about the waving flag. You can change the color of the flag. It's all about the...
Red is just the flare.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Red is so that I, the human in the audience, can see where the flag is. Ironically, I'm the one who cares about the color red. The bull doesn't care. He cares about that guy's waving that flag. I'm going to go get him, you know?
Yeah.
So, T-Rex, mantis, little arms. Actually, I say that, but it's the exact opposite of
big
what
arms,
the mantis
big
is.
long
Mantis
arms.
is all arm. T-Rex, very little arm. Do you think that T-Rex had little wings?
Little tiny wings?
Little tiny wings.
I hope so.
Or do you think he still had these little arms?
Just little arms. Just tiny little arms.
What's that? It was that nature doc that came out a few years ago where like the guy was like, ooh.
I have no idea. Yeah, send that to me.
I'll send you again.
Send me all the stuff. Actually, let's talk about those little arms for a minute. Now, I know you've seen photos of mantises. You've seen mantises in person. If you really think about that body plan, they are more closely related to than any other insect, cockroaches.
We've been doing a lot of cockroach things lately. I really feel like cockroaches are sneaking in. Yes, I see it a lot in the thorax shape. Is very similar to that cockroach shape, but you'd have to grab the cockroach and stretch him out like a centaur.
Yeah, turn your cockroach into a centaur. Does it feel more like a mantis now?
Does it feel like does your horrible eldritch horror that you've made become a mantis? Yes, I can see it in the booty shape.
Yeah, well, also think about those front arms. So the front, the raptorial appendage on a mantis, they have the same 6 segments of a cockroach. So from
that little shield thing they have on the cockroach's neck, I say, as if a cockroach has a neck. But it's got kind of that mantle piece. I see that on the mantis, they also have sort of an elongated mantle thing.
And then look at their little front arms. So there's 6 segments. There's the coxa, the trochanter, the femur, the tibia, the tarsus, and then the patarsus at the end. They look almost the same, except the coxa is much longer, and that's for snatching. It's for grabbing prey. And the tibia and the femur have these neat little spines. On a cockroach, the spines are kind of on the outside. On a mantis, they're on the inside, and it's to grab prey. But they have very, very similar body plans. Right down to the wings. So cockroaches and mantises both have that leathery wing case, the leathery first pair of wings.
Yeah.
And then the second pair is clear, and you can see all the veination in them. They both have chewing mouth parts. They create what we call an ootheca, which is the term for the egg case.
Oh, I thought it was ootheca. I'm happy to be wrong, but ootheca is very fun to say. Ootheca.
Ootheca sounds like a small town in New York. Ootheca.
It does. It does. Like if you were to write like a distant future land, and they were like, "Oh, she's from Ootheca."
Yeah.
And you're like, "Where? You mean Ithaca?" No, I mean Ootheca.
Ootheca. Ithaca's tiny little sister town, way to the west. Yeah.
These are my twin girls, Ootheca and Ithaca.
Yeah, we call them an ootheca. And they're generally, so for cockroaches, they carry them. They'll kind of carry these egg cases around. For mantises, they will put them in either bushes or trees, sometimes on the side of a house. I've seen them on the side of a house before. And they'll have like 150 plus eggs in that ootheca waiting to hatch. Now, they overwinter as eggs, so mantises have a pretty short life.
Oh, okay. So in the fall, she'll deposit this
Egg
sack
mass
upon, and then it won't hatch till the spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she will. All the adults will die. If you have a mantis in captivity, it'll live longer. You might get about a year out of a mantis, maybe 6 months.
Bugs would be much better pets if they lasted longer.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I had a mantis at one point. Her name was Jane, and I found her outside on a plant on my balcony, and I don't know how she got all the way up here. I live very high up in a tower, and I brought her in
like a princess.
I brought her in, and I gave her own little terrarium, and she did fine for a while, and then, as often happens with many insects, she didn't make it through her molt, and she died.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's very hard to molt. Imagine trying to shed talking about insect molting. So you are wearing your favorite pair of jeans and sweater, and you've had many Thanksgiving dinners. You are no longer fitting properly into your favorite sweater and jeans, and it's time to take them off so that you can get a better pair and you can breathe, except you get stuck in it.
Yeah,
and then
like that episode no, it's the opposite of the episode of Friends where he can't get his leather pants back on.
Oh, I've only seen a few Friends, but I think
we've discussed this before that you haven't. You gotta watch Friends, girl.
I know.
You gotta watch Friends. Living so close to New York, I feel like it's a little bit of a crime.
I'm currently making my way through Sex and the City, and it's something. Okay. Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. Is it weird to see places you know in real life on the TV? Because that doesn't happen to me. It's like a big deal when a show is set in Portland, because I'm like,
I think I'm used to it, having been like an adjacent New Yorker kind of. You know what I mean? Most of my adult life now. But it is funny when I see it's funnier when I see in my home city. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's weird. When I see New York, I'm like, oh, I'm in there like every weekend. I kind of get right. You know, my husband works there. It's fine.
But a spooky story set in the Pine Barrens, you'd be like, hey,
love it. Give it to me all day long. Yeah. So I'm making my way through that. Producer Derek says I should not watch Friends. Maybe that's fair.
Well, it's very much a time capsule. I think that's part of its appeal to me, is that it feels like, hey, look at what the 90s were like.
Yeah.
Whoa, crazy, you know. There's also no people of color in the background of Friends, and you're like, isn't this supposed to be New York?
Yeah, it should be very diverse.
Like one of the most diverse cities, and they're just like, no,
just these white friends.
Why are they always home? Why aren't they supposed to be like business professionals, and they're all just home on a random Tuesday? But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, well, gotta suspend disbelief. But well, you know what we do. Hold on, ready? I'm gonna steer the ship right back around. You know what we see?
Okay, I'm ready.
A lot in cities in New York, cockroaches. You know who's related to cockroaches? Mantises.
Mantis.
Look at me.
Yes.
I did it.
Woohoo!
I did it.
We're segueing back.
But yeah, if you really look at them, I think I do see the resemblance. If you were to flip a cockroach over and really just take a good look at the head, even the head is like a little mantis-y. Just much, much smaller eyes because cockroaches don't really care about vision that much. So.
Yeah. We talked about with air, they're much more interested in getting away.
They like touch.
Seeing you.
Yeah, cockroaches are really focused on touch. They're interested in distinguishing light and dark, so they know if they have to hide or not. A mantis, hungry. That's what the mantis is interested in. Hungry.
Very, very hungry.
And it is interesting to me how docile mantises tend to be. You can hold them. I've never been like whacked by a mantis before. I've never had a problem.
They got that big dog energy, right? Where they're just kind of like, chill. All right. Look, I can't eat you, so there's no point in me trying.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't try to eat me, we're chill.
They do a defense display. So I don't.
Oh, that's right. They do that sort of. Wah!
It's very Karate Kid.
Wah!
They extend their arms.
I will flamenco you today.
Yeah, they extend their arms up, and they splay their wings out, and the inside of the wing sometimes has like a red or a black dot on it, and it's meant to make them look big and scary. The European mantis can stridulate. Amanda, do you remember what stridulation is?
That's when they make noise with a concussive thing on their body.
Yeah, Gold Star.
Yes,
it's a Gold Star Amanda episode. Gold Star. Yeah, they make noise. They can rub their legs on the abdomen and make. I could not find a recording of this. I really wish that I could have, but so they can make noise. And that in itself is kind of neat because for a long time it was thought that mantises were deaf. Many species do not have what we would call an ear. It's not like an ear like we have. It's like a tympanal membrane structure. A few do. So they have it on the back of the top part of their abdomen. And they can hear ultrasound. And what's interesting about that is, so for a long time, scientists thought this ultrasound detection was for bats. Except...
Oh, looking out for here comes the bat.
Screaming.
We talked about with
bat noises.
Yeah, we've talked about that with moths a little bit.
Yep.
The moth can...
And some other insects
hear
can
and counteract some of them.
But
like, here comes the bat. Ah.
What's weird about that is that the mantis and this ear structure predates bats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They evolved before that. So it could be some kind of prey detection. It could be a form of communication between mantises.
Were mantises around
other predator
all
avoidance?
The bugs are giant times?
Mantises have been around since I think at the Jurassic. So they've been around.
So giant dragonflies, giant mantises.
Yeah.
That's what I need to know.
I don't know how big they were during that time period, but
in my mind, huge. They're dog-sized.
Dog-sized mantises.
Dog-sized. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh! Can you imagine if a mantis was your mount? If you were like a little fairy girl, and your like ride of choice was a mantis, you'd be the baddest fairy in the mushroom grove. My gosh, you're cool if you're riding around on a mantis.
Scary mount though, because at any moment I would be concerned. My mount will try to kill me.
I assume my mantis is my friend if I'm a little fairy riding around on my motorcycle equivalent mantis, and I'm being just like the baddest fairy. Ooh, girl, yeah, I'm into that.
I like it. Now I wish I was a little fairy riding around on a mantis.
I'm like deep into this drawing now. I almost wish I could go back and draw her a fairy riding on a mantis.
Well, what's cool, I mean, we like mantises. The fairy idea is very cool. I feel like I've seen that in a painting, maybe, somewhere.
Yeah. I know in Fern Gully they ride flies. Maybe possibly a bee. I haven't seen Fern Gully since probably about 2008.
It's been a long time. But they do show up in like MC Escher has like a woodcut of a giant mantis.
Yeah.
There are praying mantis Pokemon out there.
Yes, many a praying mantis Pokemon, I dare say.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Marvel superhero mantis we've covered before. The pre-Columbian Nicaraguan people, when they were pagan, had a deity called Madre Culebra, or Mother of the Snake, and she was a mantis-shaped deity, which is cool, like super cool. China loves mantises. They're associated with courage and fearlessness, and there are 2 types of martial arts based on mantises. Everyone loves mantises. It's kind of fun.
I dare say, what's not to like? They're really cool. They're a little cool little
They're
dude.
probably one of the most charismatic bugs we've covered to date on the podcast.
But imagine if he was a charismatic megafauna.
Terrifying.
Huge! That's what I want.
Absolutely terrifying. I was talking about this the other day with Ped about which bug would be the scariest if it was human-sized. And I don't know.
Yeah. Praying mantis is up there.
Up there.
That would be really scary if they were huge.
Spider, full-size spider would be pretty terrifying.
Full-size spider would be terrifying. Imagine it like walks over you, and every time it steps, it's like, boosh, boosh, boosh. That would be scary. I think millipedes would be scary, really huge.
Centipedes probably more.
Centipedes maybe more. Yeah. Now I was thinking of all the little legs doing like that little wave thing. That'd be really creepy if it was huge. But the face of a centipede is so much worse.
And it wants to eat you. It's gonna want to eat you.
Yeah, they're violent. The centipede. Okay, yeah, you've convinced me. Centipedes up there, especially one of the ones that has like all those like hairy villa, whatever they're Seti, Circe. Whatever they are. I'm just going to throw out as many bug words as I know.
You're gonna lose your gold star if you throw them out without meaning.
Okay. There's some kinds of centipedes that really look hairy.
Yeah.
And I would not like that if it was huge.
Oh, man. So thinking about our mantis superhero then, yes. I think we have a lot of options. We've got excellent vision. I forgot to mention that they can turn their heads 180 degrees.
All the way around. Ooh. Oh, that's part of
of
eating him, right? It's got to be, because look, if he's back there doing,
you got to turn around,
doing what the birds and the bees do,
and the mantises.
You got to turn all the way around and chomp him. Wow.
Yeah. They're fast. I mentioned how quick their strikes are. They're strong. Some I've seen photos of mantises eating birds before. I know, little birds. It feels wrong. It makes me like them slightly less because it's always weird.
I think it's crazy when an animal can eat a bird.
Like a little insect.
I don't know if you know this. Birds can fly. So like being able to capture one is nuts. Unless you're another bird. You know what I mean? But like a mantis eating a bird, its natural enemy.
Yeah. Lizards.
Wild.
Some of them eat small lizards. They're just...
It sounds amazing. Like anything goes with the mantis. If you cross her path and you fit in her claws, she's getting.
Well, for me, the worst part is they have no neurotoxin. They're not.
So you're still alive when she starts to eat you.
She's just taking chunks out of you. And thinking about a mantis just taking chunks out of a bird is upsetting. Sorry, listeners. It's probably upsetting for you, too.
I'm
sorry about that.
I'm upset.
But that's a thing. Flight, they can kind of fly. They're not good at it.
They're another one of those clumsy guys that just like
a big old beetle making an attempt at flight. It just looks goofy. Our native species here on the East Coast, the Carolina mantis, the females only have half wings. Like they don't extend all the way. Oops, sorry. I just bopped the mic. Don't extend all the way down their back, so they can't fly, but the males kind of can. They do jump. They can jump pretty high. Again, stridulation we talked about, and stealth as ambush predators. They're a total package for a superhero. Or villain, I guess.
I've definitely gone hero with this.
Because everyone loves them. Yeah.
Because they're so likable.
Cool.
I'm sorry. And I think you need a counterpoint to Mantis, the MCU. I will admit to it being kind of basic this week, just because I feel like I went with the obvious choices. But I feel like the obvious choices are okay when it's a bug everyone knows. Yeah. And it feels a little bit like you want the Mantis to look a little bit
Mantis-y.
Like a mantis. Yeah. So I've given her the mantis arms. Let me take a picture real fast for you.
Okay.
For those of us listening, I was not on my drawing tablet this week for technical difficulty reasons. So I pen and papered it. Here, listen to these. I'm an artist. I can draw on paper. There we go. There's almost something a little bit satisfying drawing with pen and paper again. You know, okay.
But you can't go back and erase.
It's harder to erase. Yes, it is harder to erase. You just gotta have to erase and then draw darker where you actually meant for it to go.
Well, here's an art question for you. Now that you've drawn this on pen and paper, do you scan this in, and then
I will
tablet over it?
I will probably just take a picture of it with my phone, like I've done here, and then just trace my own artwork. Onto the tablet.
Is that plagiarism if you're copying your own thing?
No, I'm allowed to trace myself. And also, let me say, I think trace away. If you're still learning, trace. Yeah. There's no shame in that.
Oh, she's great.
Just know that Vermeer, who is famous for really getting the lifelike scene, he was technically tracing. He had like this apparatus where he would line up the scene and then he would trace the scene onto his piece of work that he was writing, whether it be woodboard or canvas or whatever, which like he set up the scene, but technically he is still tracing. I am pro tracing.
You heard it first here, guys. Amanda, pro tracing.
Pro tracing. I'm not for everything, obviously. Like, draw by yourself as well. But if you're struggling with something, find a reference photo. Referencing is not cheating.
I can't draw out of my head. I can only copy someone else's. I'm okay at it. I can draw, but I can't do my own thing. I can only
I've discussed many a time that that phrase, those who can't teach, and though I feel that way about math. Math teachers are bad at teaching people like me math because they understand math, and so they say, and then you calculate it, and I go, what does that mean? But what does that mean? But by the reverse, art teachers are sometimes bad because they're like, and then you look at it. And then you draw it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How do I do that? You just look at it, and then you draw it. And, like, either you can do that really easily or you can't. It is a skill you can learn. But for some people, like me, it's easier than someone who isn't practiced at it, So if you're struggling with doing that, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah.
Referencing is the business. People act like referencing isn't what artists do. That's all they do. Artist theft. Anyway, back to the mantis.
Amanda has given you all permission.
I'm giving you permission to use it as a study tool. I'm not giving you permission to trace just like anything. All right. Anyway.
Mantis looks good. You went
mantis.
With a sort of Chinese motif.
Well, we mentioned Chinese mantises early on, and I knew that we wanted to do that kung fu mantis is a motif that's been done before, and so I kind of was like, well, let's lean into this sort of idea here. I did give her the mantis arms just because I feel like that's so iconic to the mantis. I don't know that she's
a little terrifying. She's like an X-Man. She's got X-Man vibes.
She's a little bit X-Man-y. Yeah. And I don't know if she can transform her arms or if she's burdened with these arms at all times. Because X-Men are often that way, right? X-Men are often like, oh, you've got this really cool power, but it messes up your life.
Or Rogue.
Exactly. And so maybe Mantis is living with these Mantis arms. Maybe she's not. Maybe they're robot arms that attach to her.
How is she getting dressed in the morning?
Body. I don't know.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She's very cool.
I guess I gave her a sort of cape. I don't know what they're called when they have a jacket sleeve cape situation.
Oh, those are cool looking. Yeah.
When they do that sort of like wah thing we talked about, where they're like, "I'm big and dangerous. Don't mess with me."
Yeah, she's giving the threat display right now as a mantis. You've captured it perfectly, Amanda. It's very cool.
And then I gave her big eyes, big anime eyes with the small pupil, because that always tickles me when I see a mantis.
It's called a pseudo pupil. It's not a real pupil. It is just the way the light reflects off of the compound eye. Yeah. It looks like it's following you. Yeah.
We've discussed the single pupil thing before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how it's like, that's actually the light like getting in there and stuff. But it's always really funny to me that they have this one little pupil, to my eyes, what looks like one little pupil kind of following around. It always gives them kind of this really surprised expression on their little mantis face, like, what are you doing here?
How many limbs out of 6?
Oh, I'm not even going to debate this. I think a mantis is 6 out of 6. I think they're really cool. I think people like them for a good reason. Sometimes things are popular because they're good.
Yes.
And mantis, I think, is one of those.
Mantis
I think
ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, they got a unique body shape, even though it is kind of just a cockroach stretched out. But they've got a unique, I mean, good character design is when you can recognize a character by its silhouette.
Oh, yeah.
And mantises have that. Great character design on the mantis. They're not doing...
Oh, sorry. Really, speaking of silhouette, I completely forgot to mention this. There is a type of mantis called a unicorn mantis. I can't believe I didn't think about it when you were talking about centaurs. Oh! So they have 2 little... Well, they have what looks like one horn coming out of their head.
I have to look this up immediately.
Yes.
Hold on.
And we'll find like photos for Instagram that are... Maybe Kevin's got some for us.
Look at that. It looks like she's wearing a little hat.
It does look like a little hat, yeah. But so when they're nymphs, and like cockroaches and other insects in these groups, they do egg, nymph, adult. There's no pupal stage. It's called incomplete metamorphosis. And but these unicorn mantises, when they're going through the nymphal stage, the first one, it just has 2 little like round balls on its head, which is cute. And then every time it molts, they get longer and they start to merge together to look like one horn.
Yeah.
Because animals don't make one, like having just one
thing. Yeah.
Remember, these are bilaterally symmetrical, so you're not going to have one random horn sticking out. So it's 2 horns that kind of fuse together. And this mantis also curls its abdomen up in the back. You can see...
Yeah, almost scorpion-esque.
And all of this is to break up the shape of a mantis.
Oh, so he's not so clearly the silhouette of a mantis.
Yeah, yeah.
This one I'm looking at right now, the Mexican unicorn mantis, its body and limbs are all stick textured, like a walking stick texture. In. But then its outer wings, you said they had that leathery...
Yeah, the leather wing.
I don't know if it's still elytra, if it's not hard. But
2 gold stars today. 2.
Anyway, but it's like outer wing is a leaf.
Yeah.
So it's literally a stick and a leaf. This is one of the most convincing camouflages I've ever seen. This is amazing.
They're really cool looking. We have them here in North America. They're in Mexico, Arizona, Texas. I think there are other species in other parts of the world as well who are these little unicorn guys. I think Australia might have some.
The Mexican unicorn guy. Oh, here's a Texas unicorn.
Aren't they cute?
Mantis.
I think lots of them are in South America too.
I'm so impressed by this stick leaf design.
It really looks like a stick and a leaf.
Like this dude's a ninja for sure. You don't see him coming until it's too late.
And it really does break up that, because when you mentioned that classic mantis shape, these guys are throwing it out the window.
Yeah, they're saying, I want to get rid of that. Wow. Did you know that ninjas dress in black because of stage plays? Fun fact for you.
I did not know that, no.
So ninjas in real life, if you dress in all black, very visible. People are going to see you. Because, like, why is that guy dressed in all black? Yeah. Here we are. in old-timey Japan, why are you dressed in all black?
So the Ninja Turtles have failed me.
Yes, truly.
Okay.
But the reason why they're all black is because there's a style of play in Japan, like the opera. Think of that.
Okay.
And the stagehands wear all black. Very similar to American stage play, where you wear all black. And that is the key to say, hey, don't pay attention to these guys. They're just changing the sets. They're not a character in the play.
They're not part of the play.
Whatever. Well, one day, one of the stagehands dressed in all black murders one of the actors in the play.
Oh no.
As part of the play. And then it's like, oh no, a ninja came and murdered him. He's been assassinated in the play. And it was this huge shock, right? Because like that, everyone had ignored him because he was just a stagehand, and this was just the accepted status
that's
quo.
So fascinating.
And so it totally broke the tradition of ignore the stagehands. Oops, now you have to pay attention because this stagehand, quote unquote, just murdered a main character.
Wow.
Of this play. And that's why ninjas wear black, is because that became its own trope of like, okay, ignore the stagehands until you don't ignore the stagehands, because if they're dressed in all black, they might secretly be a ninja.
That's great. That is so cool, Amanda. Thank you.
That's why ninjas wear all black. Actually, in real life, they would have worn dark clothes at night only, but a good assassin is a James Bond. They blend in.
Who looks like everybody else.
Who looks like everybody else. Like an assassin that stands out is a bad assassin. So
I love it. I love it. Tons of facts this episode. Very cool. Lots of different things. I will also, of course, give the Mantis 6 out of 6 because I'm not crazy. You know,
you're no fool.
I'm no fool. So, I would want to take like a second, if you've gotten this far in the podcast, thank you. And also come find us on social media. We love that. Our Reddit is pretty busy now.
What was it? Say it again for me. Not Uthika.
Oathika.
Oathika. There was a good Oathika picture on our Reddit the other day.
Yeah.
Of I think of mantises, right?
It was a mantis. Yeah, it was a mantis.
Yes.
Send us emails. We absolutely love emails. If you are an entomologist and you want to be on the show, please send us an email. We're very happy to have you. If you're not an entomologist and you think your particular animal or plant needs a hero, contact us. We could make that work too. I think that would be very fun.
Don't let the imposter syndrome get you down.
Yeah.
If you really know a lot about a bug, or even something just related to bugs.
Yeah, we've done bats. We've done cats. If your
bug sculptures.
If your research organism needs a hero, let us know.
Yes. Other than that, we'll see you around the internet. We'll see you here where you listen to your specified podcasts. And until we see you next time, we love you. Bye. Bugs Need Heroes was created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad, with some assistance from Chelsea Bodden and a few cats. Character art is by Amanda Niday. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Roll Music. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out at bugsneedheroes.com, and most of the socials are under Bugs Need Heroes. Thanks for stopping by. Derek, is that your tummy?
Yeah.
Wow, that's loud.
Horrible.
That is a loud tummy.
It's been doing that all morning, and I'm like, is Derek okay?
Is your stomach okay? I thought it was my stomach that was the problem here.
No, I have to eat a lot.
He's one of those 3,000 calories a day boys.
I gotta get my gains.
He needs his protein powders.